All right, hi everyone. So my name's Jonathan, but I'm more commonly known in the chess world as SmithyQ, and I'm proud to share today the completion of my new Chessable course on openings, which is creatively titled Smithy's Opening Fundamentals. And this is hopefully going to fill a gap in the chess literature. On Chessable, there is a wealth of material here, and it's a fantastic website with so many good resources. But the bulk of the openings are based on individual specific openings. It's knowledge, it's learning moves, it's memorization. There is nothing yet that is based on openings in general, basic principles. And I'm hoping that this will fill that gap. First off, I'll just give you my credentials. If you don't know me, I've been playing for approximately 20 years, give or take. You can see my blitz rating is over 2,000. My bullet rating, recently over 2,000. That makes me quite happy. And then my correspondence rating has been as high as 21, almost 2,200, actually. So I'm a decent player, and I'm hoping I'm going to share the knowledge that I used in the openings. So let's take a look really quickly of what to expect inside. So the heart of this course is spread across these three sections. Section 1 is going to deal with the general principles. So these are the most important principles that hopefully we already all know and love. So, developing your pieces, make sure you're king safety, castling, controlling the center, this sort of thing. Most of this section is based on its writing. It's essentially lecture-based. But then I've also tried to find the most relevant examples that I could train with the Chessable space repetition software. So that way, hopefully this is going to be, you're not just reading about the principles, but you're also being tested on them, and you have to use them in practice. And I have explanations with this as well. And so if you're new to the principles, hopefully this will reinforce it faster. And if you already know the principles, then this might be an interesting refresher for you. This is the smallest part of the course, but it's really the most important, and the rest of the course really builds on this. The second section is on common tactics. So this is basically a small tactics book inside the opening book, but it's all tactics that are based on, that are common across the opening, and not just any one opening, but all openings. So the weakness on f7, the danger on the open e file, weakness on the e8 to h5 diagonal, things of this nature. So by learning this, you're going to be seeing all the most common tactics in the opening. And this is going to give you, if you think of chess as a language, a basic vocabulary of potential tactics that occur again and again in the openings that hopefully will automate for you. So that way, in any opening, all of a sudden your eyes will light up because you know that there is an f7 sacrifice, say, or that his king can be stuck in the center and then you can start attacking, this sort of thing. Also, what I have tried to do is I have tried to take every example from a real game. And then if we just click on one, this is actually from one of my games, and the entire game is actually annotated. And so sorry, let me just back up for a second. So if you're to click on this one, if you're being asked to study it, you're just given a position, all right, and then you would do the tactic, yay, you've won, everything is happy. But then you also have the option of reviewing the entire game with my notes there. So you can see how the game came to that position. And so for some of you, you don't care, you just want to go through all the tactics, and that's perfectly fine. Some of you want to dig deeper and understand how these positions came about, in more detail. Well, you have that option there. And as many of the tactics as possible, I try to do that and create essentially small annotated games. And that then takes us to the third section, which is on annotated games. But what this has done, I have written this section with a very specific purpose. The first section teaches us the opening principles. The second section shows us the common tactics. So the third section is designed to try and put the two together. So we're going to see how some great players, and there's also my games in here as well, use the principles to get to advantageous positions, and then how they use those common tactics to finish their opponents off. And these games are not filled with modern masters. You're not going to find Carlsen versus, Iranian in here. No, this is, there's amateur games, there's simul games, there's odds games. There's the games from the 18 and early 1900s. They're filled with mistakes. This is done on purpose. My goal is when you go through all this, there are 25 games in total, is that you're going to learn to see mistakes from your opponent and then how to counter, how to take advantage of those mistakes. So that way you can then develop this very vital skill of knowing when your opponent has done something wrong and then how you can take advantage. And it also works in reverse. You're going to know what are some common mistakes, and so you're going to know what not to do in your game. Each game is annotated by itself, and then the vast majority, the most important trainable position, is then shown. So if I just click on, let's see what this one is. So we can see this is a position in which Black's queen is very dangerous and close to being trapped. And so we can actually trap it and then save our rook. And then you can always click on the link and you'll be taken to the variation of where the game is. So this is just the tactic, and then you can see the full game analysis if you want to take a look at anything. So that there is the course. The general principles, the common tactics, and the annotated games. We're going to train you to see mistakes and take advantage. There's also some bonus appendices there, which you can take a look on the inside, but they're not so important for our purposes right now. One last thing is that I have gone through all the examples, and I've tried to take the best advantage of the Chessable features, the links, soft fail features, using arrows and diagrams. So I'm trying to make this the absolute best course possible. I want this here right now is what I would have given young Smithy back in the day when he was first starting out. This is all the material I think that is necessary to go from beginner to intermediate, maybe even on. This is the material that took me to 1800, roughly 1800 online. So I'm quite proud of it. I hope you find it as useful. I had a heck of a lot of fun making this, and hopefully the chess community will get something out of it. If you have any questions at any point about any of the material, drop me a line and I'll see if I can clarify. Other than that, Smithy's Opening Fundamentals. I hope to see you inside. All right, guys. So again, I'm SmithyQ from SmithyQ.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.